All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Punchline Podcast. My name is Lawrence Seretse, and as you know, we have hit that 3.6 million mark of our impressions. And it's right because of you. 50 episodes later, 12 months. We are exactly almost 12 months, so it means that we have to put in the hard work. Today on the Punchline Podcast, we are joined by none other than one of Botswana's most influential economic minds, Minister Bogolo Kenewendo. Economist, former cabinet minister, global climate advisor, and now the Minister of Minerals and Energy, at a time when Botswana is redefining its diamond story. So, we are also pushing for diversification and positioning ourselves as an emerging energy powerhouse. Today, we are going to talk minerals, energy, trade, leadership, and the country's economic future. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome here Minister Bogolo Kenewendo.
Thank you so much.
How are you, my lady?
I'm very well, thank you. And congratulations on 3.6 million.
Yes.
Wow, what a feat.
I didn't see it coming, honestly. But yeah, I think I'm excited. I want to see how far we can push and all the likes.
Indeed, and Godspeed.
Yeah, let me put you on the spot.
Okay.
We started talking earlier this year, and I really wanted you to come.
Yes.
To come here so that then we can, chit-chat on a lot of things that have been happening. We are here now. Tell me, what took you so long?
Well, it's been a busy year.
Okay.
It's been a really busy year. My first 3 months, we had a deadline to finish and conclude the agreement with De Beers. And shortly after we concluded that, there was a power crisis, which I then had to start running to solve. And then, it's just been a really busy year of both crisis management, of setting up new strategy, of aligning with what it is that both the president and the vice president's expectations are for the ministry, for the country, and also trying to re-establish relations with the diamond industry outside Botswana and other mining industry specific sectors around the world and in Botswana. So what I have been doing is most of the time we'll try to do one outside Gaborone visit during the week, and so we'll go to a mine or we'll go to a village, and then we'll travel, and then there will be several stakeholder engagements in the office, and it includes travel during the weekend. So you find that by the time Sunday hits, I can't even go to church. I owe my church a visit. And I know they keep sending me messages like, we were expecting you this Sunday, and it's unfortunate. It's been a busy year.
No, thank you. That's a mouthful. That sounds like quite a hectic schedule you do have there. Okay. No, then I appreciate that at least at last you found time coming.
And on a Saturday, we might add.
Yeah. So comfortable.
Thank you.
We are going to unwrap your portfolio in full as much as we can and try. I know we don't have enough time, but we are going to try as much as we can to cover a lot of ground on a number of issues. And I want you to feel very relaxed.
I'm very
and
relaxed.
Be comfortable.
See, I have my sneakers on. I'm wearing my loose pants. We're good.
Are those Air Forces?
Yes.
Damn, girl. Oh, yeah.
And the best part is they're made with recycled material.
Oh,
recycled
damn,
plastic and so forth. Because, climate conscious.
I should have put on my Air Forces. I'm told you came here listening to some Rick Ross music.
Yes.
So you hip hop like that?
I do like hip hop.
Give me your things.
I do. I like, I psych myself up with a little Rick Ross, but when I'm really in the zone, you'll hear me listening to Lil Wayne, and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Big
get
fan.
you. So I'm going to start with the most important question. How is the diamond market performing today?
Today,
Yes.
the industry is doing a lot better if we do year-on-year comparison.
Okay.
Last year, the industry was really in in trouble. Beginning of the year, we were talking a lot about how it is being challenged by synthetics. A couple of weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, we started receiving intel about what the holiday season is going to look like. So that's Thanksgiving, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and Hanukkah, and all of the holidays that are coming starting October. And all the signs are saying that the bubble around synthetics has burst, and the prices are crashing, and we're seeing a lot more markets coming back into natural diamonds. And it's been a really good positive development. We're seeing some positivity coming out of the US market. In Europe, it's been a little bit more sustained than it has been in the US. And India and the Middle East have also given us good progress. Now, the downstream and the midstream have started seeing a bit of growth, and they're soaking up the stocks that they used to have. And we're hoping that that growth starts to reflect into the mining companies as well. So it's only a matter of time, we think, or we hope that by the first quarter of 2026, there will be that transference of growth to mining countries.
Oh, meaning that then Botswana can be able to see more revenue growth.
That's what we're hoping for, yes.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to see, because
yes.
right now, whatever we've been going through, man, it's not nice.
Yes, I mean, it's been really painful. And, you know, to put it into context, the market collapsed in 2022. And so we've been working with stock of 2022, 2023, and 2024. You know, when you think about it, between 2022 and 2024, Botswana's production reduced by close to 60%. And that is significant. And you can imagine the impact that has had on revenue being generated from diamonds. And so we're slowly coming back, but we're navigating a very, very sensitive and fragile recovery. Very sensitive in that, you know, there's just one single movement and you see prices crashing, or you see a lot of questions coming up. But that's in particular relation to certain stones. And then we're seeing a really good performance for like 5 and above carats stones, particularly around the world. And, you know, we've had to navigate those changes in the market and see how best we respond.
Okay, that's quite interesting. We'll keep our eye on it, and I'm hoping that by the time we go to Christmas, the story would have crystallized itself into something more powerful.
Yeah, but we must put a little asterisk there, because you know, shopping for Christmas is done in these last sales cycles, and by the end of this month we will be done. You know, we would have an indication of how 2025 performed. Last year, I believe that 2 sales cycles were cancelled, and this year we've been fortunate we haven't really cancelled any, but there's been a little bit more flexibility to the sales, and so by the time Christmas hits, we would have already known what was purchased for that holiday season. So the main thing that we have to start working on now, or that we are working on, is next year, is the holiday season of next year. You know, Valentine's Day, then Easter, Mother's Day. Those are really critical buying or sales points that we look at.
Okay. I thought I heard you saying that this year we didn't cancel any sales. What do you mean? Because there was an issue with the Okavango diamonds.
Regular sales. So the tender that we cancelled with ODC was a specific special tender. We wanted to see if the market...
Sale,
it wasn't an emergency sale. I know the media reported it as an emergency sale, but we never called it an emergency sale. So we've been employing different tactics of soaking up all the old stock that I told you about.
And rebalancing them.
No, because once we sell the stock, we can also increase production.
Of course.
Right. So we've been trying to get rid of the stock, and we've done quite well with pushing the stock. And so with this last tender, we wanted to see if there can be a bulk purchase. And when we put out these goods, we had a lot of interest, In the end, we had several bidders, but they came below what we wanted as the price, and what we had, what we had set as the price for the goods, or the
You
value
had even
of the
discounted, but they still didn't meet the mark.
We actually didn't discount.
Oh, it was just that
No,
original
it was just
price.
that price, and we received prices that were lower, and and they had told us, well, we had just bought something lower elsewhere,
Oh, they
right?
were trying to blackball
And
us.
so we decided, no, we will withdraw the tender, and we will put it in our regular sales cycle. Or figure out what to do with our stock. We are not under pressure to dump into the market or to even compromise the value of the goods.
Oh my God, the debates were even far from that.
I know, I know, but it was a special tender.
Yes.
It wasn't part of our regular sales cycle.
Okay, Botswana has just secured the renewed agreement with DBS, Minister. Walk us through the architecture of this new partnership. What exactly changed?
It feels like such a long time ago, I must be honest. Much has happened since we renewed our agreement with DBS. But the key principles of this new agreement, one is, of course, taking more ownership of our sales channels, and ODC moving from 25 to 30% at signing, and moving to 40 after 5 years, and then 50-50 at the 10th year. And then a lot more marketing budget, working towards consumer education. There's been a gap in category marketing and in, marketing diamonds. As you'll recall, there used to be the Diamond is Forever campaign, that just spoke to... just spoke to diamonds, and those sort of campaigns and educational programming became underfunded. So we decided that we needed to put a lot more money into campaigns, into marketing, into educating the consumer about natural diamonds. And then we included aspects on training, on ensuring that young Botswana, they understand the diamond industry and the part and parcel of the diamond industry, both from the upstream all the way to the downstream, and that there will be beneficiation being done here, not just cutting and polishing, but starting to move into jewelry space, innovation and labs. That I included the Diamond for Development Fund that will focus on helping to diversify the economy, but there's quite a big chunk of it. The majority of it, if I sum it up, is just about capturing more value from our natural resources here at home.
Oh, okay. I'm going to come back to that. Okay. Because before we continue with that line of discussion, I was listening to your presentations on the NDP 12. I didn't see the inclusion of this share purchase. Why was it excluded?
Of the what?
Of this share purchase,
the DBS transaction.
Yes.
Yes, because that transaction is a presidential transaction.
What does that mean?
It means it's being handled by the presidency, and I know that he will speak to it in the SONA.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Then if you say I'm mind baffled. You can see I'm trying to connect it together.
I know. No, so the ministry, of course, is the custodian of all natural resources and transactions that happen around natural resources. Yes. But because of the importance of this transaction, you've heard the president say, "No, I'm leading this." These negotiations, putting together a team that will ensure that we negotiate adequately.
Okay, makes sense. It has been reported that the DBS outstanding tax bill was waived as part of the settlement in this arrangement. How much was it, and how central was that in finalizing the deal?
There is no tax that was waived.
Okay.
No. DBS has a clean tax bill. You can go and have a look, but I'm not at liberty to discuss that tax matters. All I can say is there was no tax that was waived as part of the negotiations. And I believe that the Minister of Finance, who's the custodian of this piece, spoke to this in Parliament at some point.
Okay. Under the previous administration, the negotiations stalled for years, right? Yet the UDC closed this deal quickly. What did your government do differently this time around?
Well,
what did you do differently
well,
this time around?
the president had us on a time crunch and delegated authority, the necessary authority to make decisions while at the table. If I needed to make a decision, I would call him, I'd call the vice president, and we would caucus and make decisions on, what do we do and how do we move forward. And I believe that, sometimes even the other party is ready for closing. They were ripe enough that we pressed the right buttons in order for us to close this deal.
Right buttons meaning what? The right political tones? Oh.
Yes.
Okay. There was this non-compete clause thing in the previous agreement. Is it there now? How has it been dealt with?
Actually, we do not have the non-compete clause, and that is one of the
Central to the new agreement.
Absolutely, one of the most strategic moves in the new agreement. And what that essentially means, it allows for ODC to enter into contracts. And can enter into contracts with people that are doing business with De Beers. And this is why I believe about a month ago we made an announcement through ODC that we're starting a contract model. And some of those that applied to receive contracts from ODC are site holders of De Beers. But a contract model is so important because it gives us visibility of sales. It gives us visibility and stability, right? And so we're looking forward to, we just launched it 1st of November officially, and we're looking forward to seeing what would need some tweaks in order for us to, once again, get more value from our natural resources.
I was here a couple of weeks ago with Mayor Utsile Mabeo, who's the Vice President Sustainability, and those titles are too long. At DBS.
Yes.
A very interesting lady.
Yes.
We spoke about I tried to actually understand what it would take for us to play at the end of the spectrum of the jewelry and retail space. I don't know what you have to say to that.
So that is one of the deliverables of the agreement, being part of the downstream jewelry in particular. We're looking at one of the current site holders as a partner in that space, but we're also engaging those that can help with skills transfer and with building up our artisans. We were just in France, went to a school of jewelry there that can collaborate with OD. They're already sending some equipment, but we need to hone on our craft. Jewelry is such a highly skilled space that we need to make sure that people are well educated in this space. They are practicing well, and I have no doubt that we can have good jewelers here because of the crafts that we have in our traditional spaces. Okay, the skills that it takes to carve out an ostrich egg.
Where you're going?
It's that level of precision that you need when you're going to make a ring like this. By the way, this is made by a Botswana, this ring. I wore it for the signing.
That's De Beers?
No, it's made by a Botswana. That ring, by a Botswana jeweler. My
How
bad,
many carats
I
is
forgot his name. You'll have to write it somewhere when I give it to you.
Okay.
But what he did, so I'm trying to show the aspect of design because there are different spaces in getting to the downstream.
Okay.
You have to have designers, you have to have the molders, and you have those that work on the metallics, and then those that place the diamonds, right? And the design here is by a Botswana, and he says ke tukwi. headscarf.
Oh,
Right?
makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah,
see
you
from
see
from
it?
the whole symmetry around there.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and I think we biza Tarias chap. I think that's what he calls it.
Tarias chat.
I think that's what he calls the ring.
Okay,
We'll check.
check. Yes.
And so it's these sort of skills. As
Mm.
I said, I have no doubt that we have the skills that are needed in Botswana, but we just need to hone them and tailor make them for jewelry. So you'll have the designers, but then you'll need the people that know how to mold it and eventually turn it into a beautiful piece.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we're hoping we'll get to.
Okay. Did you put that ring in the wrong place?
What a transition.
Tell me about this.
Yeah.
You've been doing all of this. I mean, it's not the first time you've been at this ministry. No, you were at trade.
Yes.
You've been doing all of this. Let's talk about this year when you're at this ministry. How is it like to be in this room with all these men making all these decisions, more particularly in the diamond industry sector where it's like really high paced?
It is very high paced. It's such an interesting ministry. Honestly, I am really enjoying this ministry. Excuse me. I'm really enjoying this ministry. It's very challenging. It's very big. And the decisions are consequential. It has, I feel fortunate enough to be empowered to do my job, to have the right delegated authority to do my job. And so when I go into the rooms where I'm supposed to negotiate, you know, I don't have to second guess why I'm there because I have been empowered to be in this space. And that's what we usually say, you know, if you're going to give a woman or a young person a role, it has to be that they are empowered enough to make the decisions and they are not just a tokenistic leadership position. And I can confidently say that I feel that the president has given me the right authority to make decisions, to be confident in a room and know that when I'm challenged to something, I can respond. It's been really exciting.
Yeah.
The diamond industry is such a closed space, so I've had to do a lot of reading.
That's why I'm very curious. Yeah.
I've had to do a lot of reading, but the majority of the things about diamonds
Yeah.
are not written. Because
yes.
this is it's a legacy industry, and fathers teach it to their sons and their daughters, and you know.
The whole scarcity thing and whatnot. We don't have to know.
It
That's why it's not taught at
yes,
our schools
yes.
from primary school.
It is passed
Yes.
on, you know, it's a legacy thing. It's passed on from generation to generation. And I've had to get adopted by several grandfathers in the industry just so I can get to know a little bit more about the industry.
Oh, that's interesting.
Relationships in the diamond industry are key. Okay. I will tell you, I've heard this more than once, and a handshake in the diamond industry is worth a lot more than $3 million. So if if I tell you that I will do something and we shake on it,
Yes.
it's even better than when we've signed.
Wow. Oh, that's the Jew way of doing things. Dubai discovered oil in 1966, right? Botswana discovered diamonds in 1967. Yet the two countries look nothing alike today. What do you think? What could be the structural choices that kept Botswana from achieving the Dubai trajectory?
Dubai trajectory changed 30 years ago. It's all about leadership. That's all we can take from that. It's all about leadership and the vision.
Yeah.
And you know how big you want to go, how boldly you want to go, and our leadership. You know, usually I say people make decisions with the information that they have at the time. And it was in the late 80s that the vision for the Dubai as we know it today came to be. And the boldness that it then took, you know, the risk of bankruptcy, because that's what some of the things that we also never talk about. The risk of bankruptcy in going big on these big buildings without knowing if the people will come or not. But the approach was build and they will come. And vis-a-vis on our side, you know, it was cautious building, which worked for us. Rebuild the sovereign wealth fund through the GIA, and you know, you can understand the tactic that was taken in the late 80s to the 90s, and that approach. But those legacy policies stopped working at some point, and we need a little bit more boldness in the direction that we want to take.
I hope that's where we are and we'll achieve. I
You know
really
what?
hope that the boldness I'm seeing will actually land us somewhere.
Yes, but the key is to try not to duplicate somebody else's. Is to find our own niche, our own area, and to develop that. So the expectation shouldn't be we want to build the next Dubai or we want to build the next Switzerland. You know, it's what is Botswana's competitive advantage. Competitive advantage we can build. We can build it. It's what the UAE did. They built their competitive advantage. Their comparative advantage that they used as a base was oil and rents and revenues. Yeah. So we have the space of our comparative advantage in the diamond space that is currently challenged, but we have a lot of other minerals, so we can build a competitiveness in certain industries. As the president says, you know, in digital spaces, it could be also in the culture and arts spaces. It could even be a lot more in the mines and energy space. I keep saying could be because, you know, there's a sauna soon, so he will say where it will be. It's not that I don't know. But
well, I hope he speaks about how content is the new gold that's coming. When you are saying that, I couldn't help but imagine, because we are talking about how much we have a lot of other minerals. Which ones are really... which ones have we really started exploring right now? And
you know, I am very, very excited about the work we're doing in the copper space. Last year, December, we had several engagements with the two big copper mines here and authorized their expansion. And Khoemacau is doubling the mining capacity and their output this year till 2027. And we're really, really excited about that, because the volumes that they will get to will enable us to start thinking about the next step of beneficiation in the mine. Because this is all a volumes game, you know. You have to mine enough to justify reaching smelter levels. To justify getting to the next stage of beneficiation. And Moteo, similarly, we also gave them authority permission to expand. And so with those two and Moana, and then what would be done in Silibe Pigwa under PNR, when you put those volumes together, I believe that they will make a strong case for the next level of beneficiation. So I'm very, very excited about that. We are pushing the mines because we give you a license, we expect you to use it. And that's what's new in the Mines and Minerals Act and the regulations that are coming to accompany the amendment is you have to use your license. You must report every quarter. If after 3 quarters consecutive you haven't reported back what you've done with our license, we have the right to withdraw it and give it to somebody else that will use it. So we're very clear and intentional about the need to get to productive mining and to get to the volumes that we believe will allow us to get into more beneficiation and value chain development.
Are we yet to explore our manganese fields
Oh,
and
yeah.
the other ones?
Yes. So copper is top
level. Okay.
In
the basket of hierarchies, yes.
Copper is right at the top.
Yes.
And we have a manganese mine in the south, so around Kanye and so forth. But it's a satellite miner, which means, yes, there's a core base in Kanye, but then they're around different places in the south. Okay. And they're mining manganese.
Could you be able to say that copper, gold, manganese, aside from diamonds, if we were to really zoom and focus on them, they could be able to
Copper, manganese, uranium, iron.
What are we waiting for?
We're there. Manganese, this miner of manganese has already piloted the project of making batteries for EVs.
Okay.
And we hope that now that they've made a case, we
Wow,
have done a few supporting measures for them in anticipation that then they will accelerate the production here. Uranium, similarly, there's a French company that has come in, there's a Chinese company, there's an American company, and we've given them timelines. You know, we want to see things happening in this space. And what was the fourth?
There was uranium, manganese, gold,
You know,
copper.
gold deposits are not substantial here. And I know that it's been such a big topic. It's a small mine. Gold deposits are not substantial in Botswana. And so I wouldn't rate it among, you know, where our focus should be as a country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But of course
Ballpark
I understand.
figure?
But of course I understand the importance of the mine in question.
Of course, without
to
a
the
doubt.
communities where it's around.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to water that down. It's very important to the communities and to the employment that it generates. But in terms of volumes, as I was saying, the game here, the name of the game is the right volumes to stimulate downstream activities.
How much are we looking at maybe if we are projecting towards GDP contribution if in this basket?
We are thinking, we thought that an increase of another 17%, but we're being a little ambitious there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have our strategy, mineral resources development, exploration and exploitation, and value chain development. So that strategy outlines what we intend to do in exploration, exploitation, and value chain development around mines.
Okay. What's happening with Angola?
What?
The competition on buying the stake.
There's no
in
competition.
Spoken like a champ.
No, but there is no competition. Yesterday.
Okay.
So there is no competition. By the time this airs, I would have hosted the Minister of Minerals, Oil and Gas from Angola, Minister Diamantino Azevedo, who has, has come to Botswana to engage with myself and the President and his team, to engage with our technical teams. And yesterday, when we met, when he was asked, is there competition between you and Botswana, his response, and I can only hope that somebody captured it, was, we are aligned.
Okay, that's PR to me. But what's happening?
No, it's not PR. No, it really isn't PR. There is no competition.
For me as well, maybe from a distance, and my analysis will be that an alignment will be great and very strategic, I mean, between us and Angola. But also you would want to say, because maybe diamonds, we are the leading diamond miner, we would rather have a little bit, an upper hand, let me just say an upper hand on the
Let me put it
stake.
into context, because I believe
Thank you.
The person who's done a lot more engagement on this subject has been the President in the last couple of months. So what he's shared, and then I want to break down that statement that he's shared, is nothing can move forward without Botswana. Because as it stands, first, we are a shareholder.
Of course.
Right? We are a 15% shareholder in De Beers, which means we also have a right to challenge. And in addition to that, we as a sovereign contribute the most to De Beers' business.
Of course.
At this particular time.
Of course.
Which also gives us another right.
More bargaining power.
Right? And what he said is, you will not move forward without us. So whoever it is that is interested in buying into De Beers has to talk to us. Right. So even Angola's interests are, as shown by their visit here, are to be more aligned to Botswana, because at the moment, the most feasible business of De Beers comes out of Botswana. That said, I saw that they've been running some news about themselves, about how they are the next prospective country. And that is correct.
Yeah, it will take them how long?
They are.
Yeah.
But it is correct. They are the prospective country, because we've been mining for over 50 years.
We are selling.
And they just got started with the mining. And some of those kimberlites are very good. And we've also said that we are interested in going into some of those kimberlites. And they have opened the doors to say, well, you can come and do business with us. You can partner with us. You have the right experience in mining diamonds through Botswana, and we're ready to partner with you.
That sounds like some great, good news.
Yes.
So what is our principle then? What is the discussion? Do we want to buy all of it? Do we want to buy a portion of it?
Again,
what
it's
is
a
this most
presidency
strategic?
conversation.
What is,
It's a presidential conversation, that one.
No, you are sitting right at the table. Give us a hint. Give us an idea. At least, what is the thinking? Maybe the principle of the thinking.
The thinking is to have a lot more control of our natural resources.
Oh, okay.
That is the thinking.
Whatever figure will depend, but we have to be the ones.
We have to make decisions over our natural resources. We're very clear about that. And I know that there are a lot of questions. Where are you going to get the money to finance this transaction? Government doesn't have the money. You know, there's several ways of financing deals, especially deals that are seen to be commercial, and there's so much interest on. And I think that's where I'll leave it for now, because again, SONA is coming, and the president will do several interviews, and he can share that with you. We can ask him to come here, maybe.
Definitely. I want to sit next to him, and then we start right from a lot of things.
Yes, but the gist of it is we want to do more with our natural resources. We want to help steward the new era of diamonds. And the reason why I'm leaning forward is we have, for the longest time, focused on Botswana being a diamond mining country. And we have therefore missed out on being a luxury producing country. When you are thinking about diamonds from a mining perspective, all you think is just that you're mining something
stones.
and you're...
Yeah, just thinking about the stones, the rough.
And the reason why the mid and the downstream hasn't really developed is we haven't fully attached ourselves to the luxury product that it is that we're selling, you know, and so we don't have relations with, say, a Cartier. By the way, I bought this watch in 2022, so I don't want any stories. But you know, we haven't attached ourselves to Cartier, for example. They haven't been able to say whether or not these small stones are coming from Botswana. And because we want to position ourselves as a luxury commodity producer, we are getting into a whole new era of what it means to be among the top producers of diamonds in the world.
Okay.
Germany, Greece, Portugal. Just go have a look. You'll see that 40% is among the lowest in the world. And in Africa, I mean, I can't even tell you how low it is in comparison in Africa. But it's because of our really prudent, extra careful, risk-averse tendency in the economy. And so the question comes, are we at a point where we should be more of risk takers and look at other long-term instruments of financing government? Again, I think that's a SONA and budget response matter.
I would say we should. We should take all the risks that we can, but calculated ones.
They always
Yes,
have to
yes,
be calculated because, one of the issues in Ghana was that the bond was based on expected revenues coming out of oil. And then the market crashed. And when the market crashes of oil, and yet you have a bond that is attached to expected revenue, then you have a problem, you see.
Eish, they come for everything. Then you have a political problem, a serious one. I hear you.
But everything is calculated.
Yes, yes. You've worked under 3 presidents in 3 different roles.
So I've heard.
So you've heard. It's breaking news. From your perspective, what distinguishes President Ian Khama's leadership when you were a nominee, President Masisi's leadership when he served as minister, President Boko's leadership now as Minister of Minerals and Energy? What
I am just so grateful to be able to say that I've served 3 presidents. And all of them have taught me something. They've taught me something about myself, about being in a public office. And they each have really interesting personalities. We were just talking about this driving here, just reflecting on that. But I'm just really grateful to all of them for the opportunities that they've provided.
When you say different personalities, what do you mean?
They are different.
From your perspective, I
know.
know all of them, but I just want to understand your own perspective.
No. I would rather just leave it at, it's interesting because earlier this week, somebody said people tend to take on the personality or the persona of the leader at the time. And it just is a reflection of how much time you spend with that particular person. Then you get to learn the way that they think. And having the opportunity to have spent time with 3 presidents or 3 different administrations, I feel personally that I have been strengthened as a professional.
I can relate to that. That's fantastic. At the time, why did you leave BDP? Let's squash the rumors.
We had some direction challenges.
Okay.
Differences is what I will call it. We go in expecting that we're going to do something in a certain way, and then it's no longer the direction that has to be taken. And you disagree, but at the end of it all, only one person, the buck stops with one person. And if that one person feels that their direction is their direction and you don't want to, you cordially step back, or they cordially ask you not to return.
Is that the real reason or the reason you are giving me?
No, it's the real reason. Yeah, I've seen all the rumors,
yes.
And none of those rumors are true.
Okay. I just wanted to
but
understand.
I like that you asked that. And I have never in my career, and I would never do such a thing, because it says a lot about who you are as a person, to take an opportunity to bash somebody that you had the greatest respect for, and that you worked together, and you even said to people that I believe in this person's vision, right? But you're acting on what you know at the time when you're there. And when you stop saying, oh, we are aligned, when you stop being aligned, you make a decision to move away.
Of course.
Both of you, right? And I will never take an opportunity to say anything bad about either Rekama or Ramasisi. And I would never do or say anything bad about Raboko and Rendap.
Oh, I'll never ask you to say anything bad.
No, I'm speaking.
But I get
yes.
You're addressing certain things.
Yes.
I get.
Yes.
There's an issue that is also particularly close to my heart: the climate change issue. I'm bringing this up because I just remembered that they were saying that there's going to be floods. And Raditupa missed the mark for now. But in February this year,
Botswana bare, we didn't have the right budget for Merala. Okay, yes, sorry.
That's hilarious. In February earlier this year, the floods, they displaced families and caused major infrastructural damage,
Yes.
economically speaking. Climate change falls really under your purview. What is government's resilience plan for climate disasters as we speak?
The main focus is building climate resilient infrastructure, because it's from climate resilient infrastructure that when it rains, the whole road isn't swept away. You'll recall what we saw earlier in the year. We saw pieces of roads moving.
God.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because it shows that the way that it was built was not rooted. The bridges that are falling when there's a flood, that shows that the technology we're using and the way of monitoring projects wasn't centering resiliency and long-term building of the infrastructure. And this is something that has come out quite strongly from the President for climate resilient infrastructure. And the Vice President mentioned it in the recent BTAP, that is a critical piece on rebuilding Botswana, and that one of the North Stars is that resiliency in the economy.
Okay, that's great.
But over and above building resilience, we have to build adaptive capacity. Building adaptive capacity means we have to change a little bit how we farm, how we grow crops, how we build houses, because this is another thing. Usually we talk about the agriculture side. It's also about household and building cooling, building warming. How much energy do we use in cooling infrastructure? Because that has ripple effects in what kind of energy are you producing, how much of it are you using, waste management and other things. So in building cooling, the codes of building, the kind of materials that you're using to build should promote that the building itself should be cool and be made for the temperatures and the weathers where it is meant to be.
So it's that you don't use a lot of energy to cool.
You don't use a lot of energy to cool. The same goes for warming, for lighting, and so forth. And one of the mistakes that we've made previously is that, and I mean we as the world, is that we want to build European-type infrastructure in Southern Africa. And yet the weathers are completely different. Imagine. And now the world is...
Yes.
Now the world is moving back to traditional ways and cultural ways of building.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot more modern architecture relating to mud and thatch and, to insulated buildings, just because those are some of the considerations you take when you build adaptive infrastructure.
Speaking of which means that if we are going to build a city in Kalahari there, we have to be mindful of the kind of...
If they are going to build, let's be clear, that's a private sector project.
If they are, I don't know. Obviously, government should be in there because you provide the infrastructure, the regulation, and the framework, and all that kind of stuff. Is it the new language now, or has it always been there? It's just that it's not being implemented.
I want to give props to, I think it's the Green Council, in the Botswana Green Council. They have been fighting for building codes that deal with sustainable energy and sustainable water and so forth. And they have really made great strides. And we are now ready to also join them in making sure that the building codes are supportive of this sustainable energy imperative. but also sustainable use of water, because it's not just about energy. So that's what's coming next.
As a former member of the G7, right, Gender Equity Advisory Council, someone asked me to really ask you this question.
Okay.
What key recommendations from your work can be applied, from your work there, can be applied in Botswana to expand freedom, opportunity, and dignity for women and girls?
Well, the first thing that we used to recommend was doing a gender gap analysis across all the different spaces in regulation and legislation. Well, what comes out of there is women enabled enough to participate in the economy. So you go in education, you start with education, you go into technology, you go into private sector, and can women own property? Can they be bequeathed property? Is there any particular legislation that stops a woman from participating in a particular space or not, even if it's a bias? So a gender gap analysis is very important to get us to the next step of action, of empowerment and of economic access. So that's what I would say is first needs to be done. And I know that Minister Chombo is working through this. She has 2 or 3 studies that she announced in Parliament during her NDP submission. And then some of the things, we had I think a 13-chapter recommendation at the G7.
Okay.
And some of the things are in education and STEM being deliberate, which we are now supporting in the Ministry of Minerals and Energy. We're supporting some of those recommendations of bringing more women into STEM spaces at university and getting the right jobs. I'm proud to support the Women in Energy and Women in Mining associations that are doing that kind of work. And then in procurement, having deliberate actions in procurement that are supportive to both young youth and women-owned businesses. But this is a little bit intricate because ordinarily we don't ask people when they submit a tender, are you a woman or a man? Which means you must then have a registry or a log of young people, young youth-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. And we're currently piloting that at the ministry to try to be a lot more supportive and intentional to how we implement. There's already that provision for 30%, but we need to be a lot more deliberate for how we delegate that 30% of all procurement to young people and women.
Speaking of young people and women, you are no longer the youngest politician in the room.
Isn't that nice? I am so happy. I am so happy about this, and I am so incredibly proud of all the younger people that have come in. When I was brought in as a minister then, and I still feel like many people still think I'm 30 years old. But then I used to talk to different heads of states.
30 years old.
Well, thank you. I mean, the scars of the last year show. But, I used to talk to heads of states across the world, particularly in Africa. And every time they'd be shocked to see a young minister, I'd say, well, do me a favor and hire me a friend. Do me a favor and get me get me a colleague. And we started seeing that happen. And presidents used to come to me or go to the president and say, oh, by the way, can you tell your young minister that I found her a youthful associate? And I remember when President Gengob brought Minister Emma Theophilus, and she was 24 years old.
What?
Yes, and I was so happy, for the opportunity that young people are getting, or for the inspiration that Botswana has given to other countries to go younger. And then seeing Lesego Chombo at 27 years old, and she's doing her absolute best, I'm very proud of her.
Who else is younger than you in that cabinet? In Parliament, actually?
Who else? I think furniture is younger than me.
Okay, okay.
He might be a little upset saying that, oh, Atamelang is younger than me.
Of course.
I call him Motana and he gets really upset. But he's younger than me. And I think Gilibeng is younger than me.
Of course,
right?
Gilibeng is.
Yeah. I think Gilibeng is younger than me.
Maybe by 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Or 3, yeah.
And I'm just so proud of them. I'm really happy to no longer be the youngest person in Parliament or in Cabinet. And I just wish them well. And, you know, but people like saying, you know, there's, let me tell you this actually. I know you have a question, but some people used to say to me, being young isn't an accomplishment. When I was a minister then, you know, they'd say, oh, we don't understand why this is such a big deal, being young isn't an accomplishment. But being in leadership at such a young age is certainly an accomplishment. Yeah. And you know, you're only doing the best that you can with what you know at the time, with what you have at the time. And the best thing that we can do is to support young people that have had the honor of being there. And, you know, I overlook my colleagues like a hawk. You know, I am very protective, and I think that they are doing well and they can do a lot more. It feels like such a privilege to see that growth professionally. Without saying it, I hope it doesn't come out condescendingly.
I know how it's like.
But I am incredibly proud of the growth and you know, the work that they are doing.
I know how it's like. I mean, I was editor of a national newspaper, Botswana, in my 20s. It was, the questions I always get.
See, anyway, this is exactly what I was saying earlier, that you are so accomplished as well for your age. I mean, I had to double check your age because for the things that you have achieved, we must be writing a book about you soon.
Well, who will pay for it? But you see, I always see that well, the saying that the world belongs to young people is more real now more than ever. Well, it has always been. It's just generation from generation. Age brackets do change. Because when you look at, for example, I was saying to someone about the impact that a guy like ATI left on us when he departed, an impact on a lot of people. You look at, I like giving people in the creative sector more. When he made an impact, he was very young, you know. And it's still true that the world belongs to the young, the youth, and
you
all
know,
of that.
The world has always belonged to young people.
Yes, I saw what was happening in the US. A lot of young people are now starting to run for office, as opposed to your old 70-year-old billionaires and whatnot. A lot of young people. It's like there's a global shift in politics and stuff. One or two more issues before we close. Yes. Yesterday, or just this week, you signed a deal with
Wait,
35.
before you ask about that question, can I respond on the young people?
Yes, please.
I believe that the world has always belonged to young people. And that youth leadership is African. And I know I've said this before. And the reason why I believe that youth leadership is African and it's an African concept is because the majority of those that we see now, and we're complaining about that they are too old in office, when they first took office, they were in their 20s, in their 30s. Yeah. You know, Lumumba was 29 when he got assassinated. Or when he became prime minister, one of the two. But either way, he was very young. You know, President Khama, when he became first prime minister and then president, he was like 39. You know, and you keep naming all of these people, and you realize that when they first came into office, they were either in their 20s or early 30s. And it just goes to show that revolutions have always been led by young people. At somewhere along the line, we got a little complacent. We got too comfortable. But youth leadership is African. Even in the US, when Joe Biden went into Congress, he was in his 20s. Nancy Pelosi has been in office for, what, 30 years, they said? Or 40 years? She was
Rising
also...
through the ranks, yeah.
Yes. So essentially, every revolution around the world in history has always been led by young people. And even here in Botswana, 2024, the push for a second republic was led by young people.
What's your philosophy?
Why don't you ask me that at the end?
This is my show. I choose when to ask what at what time.
And this is my response. I kindly ask that you ask at the end. Thank you.
Okay. The question that I was going to get into is the Qatar issue. And I don't know why Qatar. Maybe you also tell me. It's Qatar this, Qatar that, Qatar this, Dubai, that. Maybe you will tell me why. 35 global links on the issue on our power agreement.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about that and what it means?
Yes, you know, we've had a tough year in terms of energy generation, and our ambitions are to become energy secure and to provide affordable energy to all households. So those are 3 targets, and then the 4th one being having an energy mix of 50-50. But in order to achieve all of this, we need to be able to generate, and we need to have the right infrastructure to distribute electricity. And so several people have been coming here, both local and international, saying that they are the right partners for us. And we've been sorting, we've been meeting. And the one principle that we've been really clear about is that by the end of the 12th month, we need to have picked a partner and decided how we're moving forward, because we can't keep entertaining investors and not making a decision on how we are implementing. And the former Deputy Prime Minister of Qatar, who was here, His Excellency Khalid, put together this consortium with his partners in Singapore, Mercuria, that is able to raise large sums of capital. It has done it in Singapore, it has done it in Southeast Asia to finance infrastructure projects. And we wanted investors to show their financial ability to do projects.
So for us, what did they show? 174 billion US dollars?
Something like that.
Okay.
But it's not what is implied outside of Botswana. It's what you can bring into Botswana, what is ready for deployment in Botswana. One of the things that delay us in doing large-scale projects is waiting for the projects to come to close, to financial close. So it was really important to be able to say, we have this much with a statement from the bank, to say we are ready to invest and to run these projects.
That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Okay, we'll keep on paying attention to that and see how it develops.
There are several things that still need to be done. As we said, they are now doing some studies on the infrastructure and all of that.
Sorry to interject. Where energy is concerned, right exactly in this case, they are coming in, but we seem to be promoting coal to gas, which is an expensive way of producing energy.
Oh no, we're not promoting coal to gas. We're saying there's an opportunity in coal because we have infrastructure that can be rehabilitated, refurbished. Okay.
Yes.
And that infrastructure currently uses coal. But we said at the end of their project, there'll be 1.5 gigawatts of energy that includes renewable aspect. Because even in raising capital, there is now always a requirement for renewable.
Okay.
And our largest focus is on generating renewable energy because it's cheaper now. The cost of generating has become cheaper, and when we add battery storage, we think it's starting to be a little bit more comparable. But we still have resources even in gas, and yes, we are offering some small PPAs to those in the gas space, because we believe that there are opportunities there, there are jobs to be created, there are communities to be empowered by the miners and producers of gas.
What does it, could it also not be cheaper if we are to incentivize us as the population? How many households in Botswana? Okay, we are 2.4 million, maybe times 4 of that households, and we have our rooftop solars, and then we plug into the grid, and then you pay us as the public?
We actually have that program.
Okay.
We have a rooftop solar program where if you generate excess of what you consume, you can sell back to the grid and we'll buy. And, you know, I'm so
I'm
grateful.
told the tariffs are low. If you
The
can
tariffs,
continue.
yes, I'll explain why.
Yes.
I am so grateful to the partners that we have. I mean, KB at ABSA has been phenomenal in providing support, having a green bond and facilities that people can tap into to utilize rooftop solar. Stanbic has a similar program. I believe Access is about to, Bank Gaborone is doing that. And
so as an individual, you go to Stanbic and then they help facilitate that on your roof, and then you...
yes, so they have cheaper loans, financing for rooftop solutions, for green solutions, for sustainable solutions. And the reason why the tariffs are argued to be lower is because you want to sell to us, or you make access during the day.
Yes.
And you want to sell to us during
So what you
low...
did there, yes. Argued to be low. They are low.
No, they're argued to
Yes,
be.
okay.
You sell us at low periods, and the rate at that period, even for you buying during the day, is very low. But at peak periods, it requires for somebody to have storage, to have battery storage. And then when you have battery storage and you sell to us at peak, then the rates are higher. And right now we are enabling for people to produce up to 75 megawatts.
75 megawatts. Oh,
it's a lot.
It sounds pretty much like. Do you use it?
Do I use solar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Are you testing if if I only preach or if I practice what I preach? No, I use solar. And, you know, there are partners right now that I've been going to my home village and other villages to set up some solar solutions. And we are really excited about what we're going to do to bring electricity to some of the hardest to reach spaces. And the way that we have packaged it is it's a very exciting deal. We're still working on it, so we haven't announced it yet, but it's how we will manage to do an all households access program.
Oh, okay. Now, enough with that stuff. Let me get to know you.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it 87? 85? Mutopi village. I've been sent specifically to ask you.
Okay.
Who do you go on a date with? What's your private engagement? Who is the man there? That's why I asked earlier, this stone seems to be on the wrong finger.
No, there's no stone. See, when there's a stone, let me tell you something. You will see it from Mars. It will not be millies.
It will be blinding.
It will not be millies brought together. And,
yes.
yes.
How do you feel when you go on social media and you find all these men and even women, you know, saying all of this, that Mutokwami and all of this every time?
You know, I love that.
How does it make you feel?
I love it. And there's maybe 2, 3 that I'm starting to feel like maybe I am this person's person, you know, on social media, because it's like, oh, my wife is at it again. I'm like, maybe I. Sorry,
right.
like maybe I am. But you know, I think it's just a show of support. It's a show of support and unbrittled love and care and compassion that I truly appreciate. And I take no bad ill from it. Others, though, the other day, somebody sent me a message. Areta uikapela basmati.
Yeah.
I love that.
But brave, yeah?
Yeah. And I became Muzahra and I acha.
Avari.
Abar hawi bata ke tayar kala tamai susur mayonnaise.
Penda. Yes. So tell me, I know you understand this perfectly very well. Women in powerful positions and relationships. I know you know this theory very well, but I want to hear your perspective. There is this thing that sometimes it's always difficult to be in relationships because of maybe your schedules, your point of perspective and view on things and all of that. What do you have to say to that? And does it affect you somehow?
I'm a workaholic, and especially so when I love what I do. And I have children, you know, and
You have kids?
I do.
How many?
4.
How old?
Old.
No way. What are their names?
I think my assistant is saying I shouldn't tell you. Oh, tell the truth. I have 4 adopted children.
Okay.
Yes.
Not pets, right?
No, children.
Okay.
Children. Grown women. They're all girls.
Oh, okay.
My youngest is 16.
Oh, nice.
And yes, I may have not birthed them, but I raised them. And I've spent a considerable amount of my time raising these girls and doting on them. And coupled with that, I'm a complete workaholic.
Yeah, right.
You know, it leaves a little bit, little
I
time.
have kids. I call them my sisters.
But I do have kids. I do not have any challenges dating. I must just say that.
Or you have preference.
I have no challenges dating.
Okay.
And I am single by choice. Other people would like that. That's not the case. They would like to be disclosed, but that's not the space that we're in.
Okay. Yeah, it's
And
the
to be clear,
curiosity out there.
I am, because it's been a question. I don't know if I should even address it, but I do date men.
Oh, there was even that question?
Yes.
What? People are crazy out there, right?
Yes. They say maybe the reason why I'm claiming to be single is because I am dating women, which there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I could have been, and I would disclose it if I was. But I also don't think that my personal life belongs in.
Of course.
public.
I mean, we don't mind. Don't care what you eat.
Exactly.
So tell me, how do you spend your personal time, your private time when you're not at work, since you are a workaholic? And
Yes.
I told you earlier that every time I see you, you'll be suited up, putting everything together.
Yeah.
And you get on the speech. Like, does he ever drop a pin or get clumsy a little bit?
Well, I am a perfectionist. I'm learning not to be. I'm a workaholic. I'm a perfectionist. I'm learning not to be because, you know, sometimes being a perfectionist stops you from taking steps forward because you're waiting for everything to be.
It's difficult for us men, yeah. Proceed.
Yes, but I'm working through that and learning that the best way to move forward is putting your best foot forward. And I spend my time either playing golf, sleeping a lot. I take my weekends to sleep. If I do not sleep, I become a very cranky person for the following week. And I just like reading and spending time with family and friends. I'm a good host when I have the time to host.
Gin, whiskey, what do you drink?
Water.
We all do. I guess.
Only the blood of Jesus.
Yeah. So I'll really like to maybe tap into your space. Earlier on, you told me about your role model, Theresa May. I was trying to just understand also your philosophy in life and how you really look at things and what drives you.
Yeah. Well, I said that my core role models are women in Botswana. And I gave an example of Dr. Schieper, who, I mean, listen, my entire adult life was spent around Dr. Chiepe, and may her soul rest in peace. I feel like she's given so much, she's poured so much into my life. And I remember the first time I was going to get sworn into Parliament. I passed by her house, and she said, and I said to her, people are thinking that this might be a mistake. And she says, well, you're already here. And I said, but what if I fall? And she says, we'll catch you. There is no better reassurance than that, and somebody who has lived through what it is that you're going through, and them sharing some of those strategies, tactics, even though sometimes I felt like we had such varied experiences, but you can still learn from those. You know, but Dr. Nasha, Dr. Tebello Seretse, like all these women have done amazingly. And then I gave an example of Theresa May off camera, because when she was Prime Minister, I was Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry here in Botswana. And we had an encounter in South Africa with Theresa May, and you know, we'd had negotiations, the post-Brexit negotiations with the UK, and then when she came to Cape Town, her team called me and said, Madam Prime Minister wants to have a word with you. And I went in expecting fully to talk about the trade agreement and what's happening with it and the complaints that we're having. But all that she asked me was, how are you doing?
Wow.
How are you doing as a young woman? I understand the responsibilities that you have, the huge loads that you're carrying and the space that you're operating in. Are you okay? And I think it was the first time that somebody actually asked me that while on the job. So I hold her in very high regard for the consideration of the person that I am, and in the role that I am. Because oftentimes, you know, we sometimes, even our own close friends sometimes forget to connect with the human, with the humanity side of a person once they're in a certain leadership role. And I was challenging you earlier to introspect some of your relationships, because sometimes being in leadership can be the most isolating and the most, what's the word? Lonely.
Yeah.
You know the song, it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
Lonely, lonely, lonely.
Who there?
Money on my mind. Money, money, money. I think it's Omale.
It's Omale. That sounds like some Niger beat and stuff.
If it's not Omale, I apologize. But
Yeah. Yeah, they say it's lonely at the top. I know of Tupac though.
right.
Yeah. So tell me this thing which I'm trying to understand, because you told me all of that. Do you ever, because you are a leader, you are leading a bunch of people. Sometimes they disappoint you. Do you ever get angry?
Yes.
What's your angry face?
You see it all the time. Not today, but I can assure you, every time you see me, and it's not today, that's my angry face.
We always see the same face.
Very strong.
That's the angry face?
That is my angry face. That is my I'm very upset face. I'm very disappointed face. Yes.
Ah, okay. We must know next time not to step on your toes.
Yes. Please, I am begging that we all just deliver as expected.
Yeah.
And but you know, I can tell you that there has been a visible, at least to myself, growth in my personality and in how I handle issues and respond to matters. You know, the first time around, I think I was a little bit more temperamental. You know, I wanted things to go my way more often than not. Now I'm not like that. And it helped that during my sabbatical.
Your
That's
sabbatical.
what they call it.
Yes.
During my sabbatical, you know, I was working with very diverse people, cultures, backgrounds, ages. I feel like I have grown as a person and as a professional over the last 5 years.
You started your career at InnoLead?
I started my career at eConsult.
eConsult, I meant to say, with
Keith
Jeffries. Yes. Oh, okay. How many years were you with eConsult?
I was on and off with Keith for 8 years. Yeah, I built my career out of eConsult.
The Kenewendo Advisory.
And then Kenewendo Advisory.
Or you were nominated from the Kenewendo Advisory, or for it comes during your sabbatical, right?
You know, it's interesting. When I started the advisory company, it was during COVID. I had no intentions of working. I wanted to take sabbatical and just do nothing for at least a year. Except boards. You know, boards pay well if you choose the right board. So I had picked a couple of boards that were going to sustain me financially. I don't need a lot. You know, I'm not as opulent as I know that some people think.
I can see that.
Yeah, but you know, I selected a couple of roles that I thought would sustain me and my family, and then COVID hit, and a couple of companies started writing to me asking for like a crisis management plan, given that we had worked on something similar during the 2008 economic crisis. So I started responding to Jack Ma. Then he was my first client.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he told some of his friends and they told some of their friends, and before I knew it, I had to register a business. That's really how Kenewendo Advisory came to be.
Damn, what's your net worth?
It's sufficient.
Okay.
I am comfortable.
Yes.
I've always aspired to be comfortable. And to ensure that my family is comfortable. I'm not saying that I'm where I wish to be, but I thank God every day that I'm comfortable enough and have managed to find ways of generating income outside government.
It was lovely knowing you, BJ. I do believe that the audience here also, we still have so many questions that we would like
I'm
to, but
sure.
let's not abuse you with time and everything. We'll continue having other conversations and whatnot. But as we are wrapping up, maybe I would love for you to, you know, have the opportunity to close the show as how you wish. If you feel there's some shenanigans you need to address, let's hear them.
No, never some shenanigans.
Yeah, but I mean just some issues of great importance that you think that...
the main thing, you know, is about curating the life that we want, curating the country that we want. We all have a responsibility to doing so. And I love how active Botswana have become in national discourse and in strategy making. And it just goes to show, and I hope that many of them are realizing that a future isn't given, but it is curated. We curate the future that we want. And in 2024, Botswana curated a second republic. And now it's for us to, all of us, build this next chapter together. And it goes the same for our own personal lives and what it is that we want to do. I understand the challenges that we're facing. And I understand how difficult it is for others to wake up in the moment that they are. But I believe that the sun will rise again.
All right, thank you. So, which song should you drive home listening to?
Oh my God. So okay. I might be going home listening to, oh my God, what am I going to listen to? Maybe again that Rick Ross song. But I do like Lil Wayne Right Above It. I love that song.
Oh, with Drake.
Okay. And then
The
I
last
love,
verse.
yeah.
Yes.
And then I have been playing ATI's, oh my God, what's the name of the song? I want to sing it, but I don't want to embarrass myself.
There's no love around.
No, I'm about After Dawn.
After Dawn.
I have been playing this song non-stop.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God.
That's a powerful tune. Huh? That's a powerful tune. Yeah.
This song,
Uh-huh.
okay. I play this song more often than not.
Why?
If
Tell
I'm
me.
being
What
honest.
does it say to you?
I think it's just a challenging. It's challenging what we think should be. That we rely so much on people telling us what to do and not owning our own agency. I think that's what I am connecting to in this song, because I'm such a strong proponent of self-agency and self-empowerment. And I think that's what he's saying in that song. I've been playing this song so much. I can't tell you how often.
I know. There's an ATI song that I've been playing non-stop for ever since he passed on, and I started feeling like, I haven't been listening to him properly and right. It's called Ariwe, 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 Ariwe.
I see.
Yeah, that's my tune.
I see.
I'm done. It just settles my soul. It settles my spirit.
I like that.
Literally feel like I shower to it, I drive to it, I read to it, I write to it, I do my work to it. It just calms me down.
And then there is, Moonstone.
Moonstone,
Dato and Dato Seiko and
Yes.
Posibina.
Yes.
Very cathartic.
It's a powerful song. Yeah. I like that you know good music, because if you are driving from Gaps to Maung, it's a long drive. You have to you have to have a good playlist right there.
Indeed.
Yes. So, BJ, it was a pleasure hosting you on the Punchline.
Thank you.
But Tabaka, I know it's been a while. I don't know if you have ever seen her in a space like this, but I feel honored that she has accepted to hang with us and just open up the side of her that we really didn't know much. And please respond, comment with respect, share, and love. This is the Punchline podcast. I don't need to introduce myself. Thank you.